Hi, and if you're coming to visit this page on the time blocking website, chances are good that you have produced a recent piece of content on topic of time blocking. If you were invited to view this page, well, chances are I actually saw the piece that you wrote and I thought, wow, that's a good job. And I'd really like to ask you a question about it. But before I do that, let me introduce myself. My name is Francis Wade, and I am the host of the upcoming summit. I'm also the author of Perfect Time Based Productivity, in which I got into the whole idea of time blocking long before it really had a name or even was a thing. But now it's a thing, but don't take my word for it. Let's actually take a look at why I would say it's a thing. The first, this first diagram is from Google Trends. It shows the number of YouTube searches that have been done. They're in blue over the last 2 years. And I've also added the moving average, a 6 month moving average, which shows more more clearly that there's been an increase over time. And here's another graphic comparing the popularity of GTD, searches for getting things done, versus searches for time blocking. Now the scales are a bit skewed, so you won't see a direct comparison. The numbers are very different. A lot more searches for GTD than time blocking. But I wanted to highlight the trend. The number of searches for getting things done is going down, and the trend for time blocking is going up. Also, I've been trying to track the number of references to time blocking that are taking place on the internet. And I used to keep sort of regular tabs on it. This is from the Schedule U website, by the way, and I called it my social proof page. And recently there was a post, this one actually, YouTube, that got more than 2 million views. This one got more than 1 million views. And there's another one that got more than another million views. And there's a lot of people who are putting together posts, vlogs, podcasts on the topic of time blocking. I've given up trying to keep track, to be honest, because the number just became just too high. I can no longer keep track of all the people who are writing and putting up posts about time blocking. And you're one of these people. So, what plans do you have to build on your investment in time, energy, effort, research? What plans do you have? So you put the time in, you put the energy in, you introduce the idea to your audience, and it's probably because you're actually using the technique for yourself and you thought, hey, they could benefit from this piece of advice. It's not the regular advice that's being passed around out there. I don't know what reaction you actually got from your followers, but there are probably a few of them who are pretty happy because you gave them permission to break out of the normal way of doing things, and they actually took a break from the advice of books like Getting Things Done, which say that you shouldn't do time blocking. However, as you may know, there is a challenge. People who start off, beginners, using time blocking and doing it, run into a challenge. The idea is easy to understand, it's easy to explain, but many people try it and they fail. They don't know why. They end up quitting. They go looking for help, they do a Google search, and most of what they find out there is basic stuff that says try this for the first time, but nothing about overcoming the obstacles or becoming skillful and ultimately succeeding. So, what does this have to do with you? Well, maybe you could make a difference with some additional content on time blocking for your audience. What would it be like to keep on going in the direction that you began to go in? To continue what you started, to take your audience down a fruitful and a useful path. You'd love to be in an airport, imagine, when somebody calls out your name, stranger, and they say to you, thanks for introducing me to time blocking on your podcast. It's made this tremendous difference. And my life is so much more organized and I'm sleeping well. I mean, it's probably why you put the content together in the first place, to introduce them to the idea. But how can you continue to make a difference? Where would the ideas and the inspiration come from? Well, that's where the Time Blocking Virtual Summit comes in. And during the event, I'm going to do a first. and this whole event is a first probably. But I'm actually gonna introduce you to some of the ideas you and other people who have put together a, a introduction to the idea of time blocking. I want to introduce you to the more advanced ideas, the more advanced findings, the next steps that you could take your readership. Maybe you could ultimately build some traffic from it. Maybe you could even monetize some of the content that you've already developed and will develop in the future. So, if this resonates with you at all, I invite you to join my mailing list. It should be just below this video on this page. And I can start sharing some of the ideas from the very beginning that I won't even be able to get to at the summit. So I hope you can join me on my mailing list, and I hope you do join me at the summit. And this is Francis Wade signing out. Take care. All the best.